Hello gamers, and welcome to the actual Stinky log number 5. I'm your host, Grass McAss, and welcome again. As you can hear, I am outside. This is because I am on my way to the store to buy some delectable, what's it called? Dish soap. As well as some fucking, what are they called? Tooth string. I don't know what they're called, but whatever. But yeah, I'm going to the store. What could I talk about today? Well, today's a Sunday, and shut up. God damn it. And on Friday, I did a little... So me and my group, we've been working on this game. You know, the seal game, I think I mentioned it before. And on Friday, 2 days ago, we did a little play test for the game to see how people enjoyed the game. Most people seemed to like it, which was pretty epic, but I mean, there were some things they didn't like, and of course, I don't recall what they were at the moment, but I mean, some people found the controls to be a little wonky, some wanted some more quality of life improvements, like exiting certain menus and things like that. I don't know why I thought going outside to record was a good idea, because there's like a billion cars, but hey, we'll see how the audio sounds later, but whatever. I finally got some, what would you call it? I've planned well. I've organized all the things that I wanted to do for each day. I also brought back another thing that I have. It's called the discipline system, at least that's what I call it. I had it before, but I kind of stopped for a while after I'd moved. But basically what the discipline system is that during a certain period of time, if you basically, you avoid bad habits, do good habits, as well as achieve some goals, then you get a little reward at the end of that period. So I brought that back because I realized that it was a very good motivator to actually do stuff, as well as giving you structure and organization to, feel like there's some sort of plan behind it all. So it feels nice to have that back. I think I stopped doing it because the previous one, it was too big. I think there were too many rules, too many things that I needed to achieve. So I've scaled it down significantly, so now it shouldn't be too bothersome. Oh boy, how I love cars. Anyway, so I've scaled it down, so now it shouldn't be as stressful or unnecessarily complicated, which is nice. But yeah, basically did what I talked about in the last log, I think. I put making comics and working on the YouTube videos primarily on Monday through Friday, and then these logs as well as game development outside of school, I also put on the weekend. Why did I decide to record outside when there's a bunch of cars, you may ask? Well, there's a very simple answer to that. You see, a part of the discipline system is to go on a walk. Because, going outside is good, getting some mild exercise is also good, getting some movement in there. So that's good, and I thought, why don't I combine that with one of these logs as well? That should... it's effective, you know, it's productive. You get two birds with one stone, essentially. But now I realize that the only downside to this is that now we have a bunch of stupid cars in the background, but we'll see. Maybe the audio will work just fine anyway. But like I said, we will see. Or maybe we will hear, I said Shay. I fucked that sentence up, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I don't really have... Oh wait, that's a fucking lie. Hold on, we gotta let this fucking race car roll by so I can say the thing I want to say. Okay, they're gone. Okay, so basically, right, so I beat Super Mario RPG. Great game, but you know, that means that you know, I gotta play a new game now. So you know, I got my Switch 2. And I booted up Trials of Mana from the Super Nintendo. It was apparently a game that was only released in Japan, but in the Switch 2 collection of the Mana games or whatever, the first 3 games, they finally released it outside of Japan, so that was pretty cool. Didn't know that, but whatever. And I mean, the game is pretty... I'd say that it's overall better than Secret of Mana. But the thing is, Trials of Mana, while it is much better, there are some things that I think could have been a little better. I mean, it's mostly just one thing that I don't like about the game, primarily. I don't like, I guess, the menu. You know, the menu where you can see all your items, all your stats, all your equipment and things like that. Excuse me, I needed to burp. I don't think it looks as clean as I think it did in Secret of Mana, but I'm sorry, there's a crying baby in the background being big baby. But anyway, yeah, but I mean, that's pretty much the only downside to the game, I think. Other than that, though, the game is like way better than Secret of Mana. I think it does a gold and silver and introduces both time of day and weekdays. I don't really know what the weekdays do yet, but I mean, it does make the world feel a little more alive, I think, which is pretty cool. And also, instead of I love cars. That's a lie, but whatever. Unlike Secret of Mana, where you only have 3 characters, and those 3 characters you have to play as, Trials of Mana actually gives you the option of 6 potential characters for you to play as, but you can only pick 3. You know, that's great for, you know, replay value. I picked all the girls. You know, I didn't really... I kind of... What's it called? I don't know what it's called. You know when there's like... You feel like there's too many options and you don't know which one to pick? Yeah. I kind of got that. So, you know, I just kind of... You know, I looked through all the characters and I wondered, you know, which one do I think is, I guess, the most interesting? So, you know, I picked the Amazonian, as they're called. Well, they're not called the Amazonian, they are an Amazonian. I think they're called Riege or something. I don't really remember their name. I have a stupid naming convention, but whatever. I picked the Amazonian, the Magician, and the Baby. I don't remember what they were. The Cleric. I think they're a Cleric. The Cleric is just kind of a small guy, pretty much, but I didn't think I was gonna like it as much. In Secret of Mana, there was also a small little elf character, basically, which I did not like. I thought they were annoying, and I didn't care much for their design. But this new small freak, I actually do like. It's cute. It fucking waddles like a baby. It's adorable. It does have a speech impediment. You know, it can't really pronounce its R's or L's, so it pronounces things like this. But I mean, I think that's somewhat reasonable this time around. I mean, it is pretty much an actual baby, so I think I can stomach that at least. But yeah, but other than that, I also think the combat of the game is much better. Secret of Mana, I mean, the combat was fine, but there was also a lot of waiting, I think. You know, you hit an enemy, then you have to, like, essentially wait for them to get back up so you can hit them again. But in Trials of Mana, you pretty much... Well, I do think there is a little bit of waiting. I don't think it is as severe as it was before. Like, you can just hit them. Cars. God, do they ever end? I mean, this is my fault. I was the moron that decided to go out in the middle of the day to record this, so this is all my fault. But too bad. But yeah, I think the combat is overall better. It's much faster. There's less waiting, and I do quite enjoy that. There's also a lot less grinding too, I think. Well, you know what? No, there is less grinding. In Secret of Mana, you know, you could upgrade all the weapons. Basically, the more often you use a weapon, the better it gets, assuming you have, you know, upgraded it and have the right orbs to upgrade it and whatsoever. But here, you don't have to do that for the weapons. You don't have to grind for magic either. Magic pretty much works. In Secret of Mana, it was pretty much the same as the weapons. The more often you use it, the better it becomes. But here, you pretty much just have to level up, and your magic gets better, essentially. So, yeah, I think overall Trials of Mana is an overall better game. Is there anything more that I like about Trials of Mana? Well, while it is perhaps a little too early to say, I do like the story a little more, I think. Secret of Mana, I didn't really care much for the story, if I'm being honest. I don't know, I guess it wasn't really super interesting to me. I mean, you're basically just this guy. He pulls out a sword and the world starts to end, so now you gotta go and save the world. You meet two dorks along the way, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you go on this big epic quest to put a stop to them, I suppose. Note to self, probably should not record these while walking about. But yeah, that's Trials of Mana. It's better than Secret of Mana. And besides the menu and the things like that, I think it is an overall better experience. But speaking of video games, going back to the discipline system or whatever, you know, God damn it, Jesus Christ, these cars never end. Oh my God, why did I think this was a good idea? I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I did not know that this was how it was gonna turn out. No. Oh, whatever. Okay, but basically, like I think I said it, but in the discipline system, you do things for a certain period of time under the pretense that you get a little reward in the end. And you know, I decided, you know, I'm gonna get a little game if I successfully complete the discipline period, I suppose. Fuck, I forgot. Oh yeah, sorry, I got distracted. But yeah, so you know, I had to pick out a game, but you know, I didn't really know what game to pick out. I do have a monstrous, like a really big list of games that I'm interested in, but you know, it's like more than 1,400 games, you know, it's pretty hard to pick out which one you want, so you know, I pretty much just went to like my what would you call it? My class's Discord server. You know, the one where I lost the profile picture thing on. You know, I pretty much went there and, you know, was like, "Yo, give me a random number." And the fastest one gave me a 3, which was Mother 1 or Earthbound Beginnings. So it's gonna be interesting to try that. I'll probably get it. I'm not gonna get it for the original NES. I'm probably just gonna. I'm gonna get it through Nintendo Switch Online. I'm gonna use the free 1 week period to play that game. I think that's what I'm gonna do. It does mean that I only have a week to play it, but I think I can manage. I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Earthbound Beginnings is a super long RPG. But what do I know? I think someone honked at me because I was walking too slow, which is fair. But yeah, I'm gonna get Earthbound Beginnings if I complete the discipline period. But yeah, I'm pretty much at the store right now, so I'm gonna get some sweet succulent dish soap and a tooth string. Still don't remember what it's called in English, but whatever. I'll see you around, I guess. Bye-bye. Alright gamers, I'm back. I have retrieved my dish soap, and I think it's called floss. No wait, like not the stupid dance move, like the act of flossing, like cleaning teeth. Damn, I still don't know what it's called, but I have all the things I wanted now, so that's cool. But yeah, I listened to the audio and it doesn't seem like the cars are too distracting. You can hear them, but they're not as loud as I thought they were. But whatever, it's nice. But yeah, what more could I talk about? I suppose I could talk about that giant list of games that I have. So basically, I have a list of like, I think it's currently 1,435 games. You know, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to play all of them in my lifetime, but I think it's nice to have them like written down, basically, you know. It's a digital list. I couldn't. If it was analog, I don't. It would be way too long, I think. Then you have to like search for them too. Oh my god, I think it's definitely better that it's digital instead of analog. Is there any cars? Nope. Let's cross the street. But yeah, the list is organized primarily by which consoles they were originally released on. So you know, you got all the NES home. What the fuck are those noises? Never mind. So you got the NES home console games first, then you got the NES handheld games, then you got the PlayStation games, then you got PC games. After that, I think it is Flash games, and lastly, you just have like a bunch of sequels to games. I want to like try the first original games before I try the ones after that. So that's pretty much the gist of the list. And you know, because it's such a gigantic list of games, you know, it's gonna be pretty difficult to pick out which games you want. So I pretty much just, you know, I pick them at randomly. I get a random number somehow, and then I pick out the game. But the list is not complete. Right now I'm looking through, well, not now, but you know, during this time, fuck, I don't know how to explain it, but currently I'm looking through the PlayStation YouTube channel to scrounge and see if there's, because you know, I did the same for Nintendo's YouTube channel. I looked through from beginning to end to see which games they offered for the system, and saw, I wanted to see if, you know, there was anything worthwhile that I wanted to try out. And I'm gonna do the same for PlayStation. Hopefully, I mean, I already have found some games. Loco Roco, I think, was one. Patapon, I think, was another one. I don't remember all of them, but yeah, there were. I found some. But after that, after I looked through PlayStation's channel, I should say, I'm gonna start asking people in the Discords that I'm in, because I think maybe, I mean, there's no guarantee that I'll get something. I mean, I have to get something new. I'm thinking if I just phrase everything nicely in the list, I think it should be fine. I just have to, you know, what's the word? I have to clarify that primarily I want single player games, and like if it's a popular game, it's probably already on the list. So I think if I do that, I'll be fine. I should probably not have it open for too long either. I don't want to have like a million games to look through, so I think maybe like having it open for a week should be fine. I do have a bunch of game development discords that I'm a part of, so that I should get something. Maybe I should also clarify that I'm looking for more hidden gems also, to clarify even further that I'm looking for games that could work too, I think. But yeah, that's the list. Shit, what more do I have to talk about? I suppose I could talk about the game that I'm planning to work on my free time. Currently, it's called, the working title, I guess, it's called Attack of the Ugly. It was a game, you know, I'm not really sure where I got the idea. I think I think. So basically, in my school, there's all these. Their different programs are basically lumped together into like certain sections. The program that I'm a part of is part of the skills section, as it's called. It's basically all the game developers, system developers, and things like that. I think all the technical stuff, basically. And skills, has a mascot. Skiller is what it's called. It's a little ferret, but I don't like that mascot. I don't know why. I cannot explain to you why I do not like this mascot. I don't know. I guess I just don't feel represented by the mascot. Granted, I don't think conventional cute animals really like I'm not a furry. But if I was I feel more like closer to like a rat or a donkey, not exactly cleanest or I mean, they can be cute, but they're not exactly the prettiest or even cleanest animals. That's how I see myself, which you can call self deprecating, but it's how I feel. What can I say? It's how I feel. But yeah, I think my idea for the game was born from my dislike of that mascot, because it made me think like, okay, I think I am someone that I get very annoyed when it's like, I don't like generic stuff that you just see everywhere. Like, I feel like there's like a billion games with, cats, dogs, even other animals like frogs, I think, appear very frequently. And for some reason it annoys me. For some reason. Like, I feel like, I guess I just want to, I want something more unique, I guess. Granted, the game I'm working it is, to be fair, created a little bit out of spite, because shut up. But yeah, I think the games I make are created partially out of spite, but I can't really explain it. Okay, I'm walking basically just out in the open, talking into my phone like an idiot, so I don't want to sound too much like an idiot when I'm talking, but yeah, I think the general idea from the game was just born from my like disdain towards. Actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't think I know why I want to make this game or where the idea came from. It's very confusing. Because, I mean, the thing is, like, I had another idea for another game that I'll hopefully get to make one day as well. Goddamn. It's called, well, the title is Perfect Quest. I know exactly where my idea came from the game. It was born from my disdain towards these generic like fantasy anime protagonists. I can't really explain it. They all just feel the same. There's some like, I mean, they're just some little a young man, short hair, kind of cute. I don't know. It just feels like they all the same. At least on a surface level, it feels like they're all the same. So I think I want to have a game where I just kind of explore the whole generic aspect of a lot of games, fantasy games, I should clarify. where, you know, it feels like, you know, you have... I mean, I'm probably not the first one to explore these topics of, you know, the knight saves the princess from the dragon. You know, I think even fucking, what's the show called? Wander Over Yonder, I think even... Was it Yonder Over... No, it was Wander Over Yonder, I think. I think even that show explored that concept at one point as well, but I think I just like things that feel unique. Like going back to Attack of the Ugly, I think that's also part of the reason why I want to make it. I want to see something, I guess, a little different. Because, like, it feels like... I don't know, it feels like there's so many games with, like, these... Or maybe it's not so much the animals themselves, like, specific animals that I dislike. Maybe it's more so just... I want to play as, like, these much more gross or disliked animals that people don't particularly found appealing. It's like you have all these games. What am I even talking? I don't know what the fuck I'm even on about. I'm just... Man, I'm very confused. I don't know why I even want to make Attack of the Ugly. I mean, I could still make it. I still have a general idea of what I want to do, but... You know, I thought I had... You know, some sort of motivation or drive behind it, but now it's just like, I don't even know. Like, why do I want to make that game to begin with? I suppose I could just be here and discuss it for a while. What could it be? Well, I suppose I could lay out, like, some ground ideas, I suppose. We do have, I think, to some extent, it has something to do with my stubbornness. I think it's partially some sort of desire to stand out from the crowd. Like, no, you're not gonna get to play as these... Oh, you've played as a fucking cat like a billion times? Dogs? Psh, frogs? Psh, please. You're gonna play as a fucking star-nosed mole this time around. But then again, games where you play as moles... I think there is just a game called Mr. Mole. I could be wrong, but... Yeah, I don't know. I think my desire to make the game was just... Maybe it is just like... Maybe I'm complicating it more than I think I am. More than I think I need to do. Maybe it is just... me wanting to make a game where you play as something that you don't normally play as. To make something that stands out from the rest of the games that you play. Maybe it's also just... Could also partially be... what could it be? What could it be? Oh, I'm trying to put my thoughts into words. I think it could also be... Because in the... Like I mentioned before, the game that I'm working on in school with my group is, you know, it's a game about a seal. But I have already pretty much worked on a game with a seal. So it kind of feels like I'm exploring the same things twice. You know, I want the game to... Okay, but I think that's at least a main motivator to why I want to make the game. I want to make something that feels... Maybe not in terms of gameplay, but in terms of what you play as, I want to have something that feels unique. Sorry for the burp, by the way. But yeah, I think like in terms of story, the plot, or yeah, the story is pretty much that, you know, you have these like quote unquote ugly animals that people, you know, don't find particularly appealing, going against popular animals to basically take them down. I mean, it's pretty much just, maybe it is just a representation of my desire to create something unique, to take away what people do over and over again. But I don't know. Now that I'm actually talking about it out loud, I'm not really sure what the main motivator in all of this was. Man, this is very confusing. I never really thought about why I want, like, it's not super important, like, why you want to make the game. But I think it actually could be, because, like, if you made it, like, out of, like, an idea or a motivation or whatever, and then you don't know what that motivation or whatever was, then, I mean, maybe it's not the best idea to make the game. Because, like, if you're gonna make something, you should probably, you know why you want to make it, or at least, you know, have it be obvious what you want to make. As I mean, gameplay wise, I was just thinking it could be like a 2D beat 'em up, basically. I think that could work fine, but now when I'm actually thinking about it, like, the gameplay is not the problem. The problem is my intentions with the game, because I think I had like some sort, I think that's the problem. I think I had some sort of point to make with the game, but now that I'm actually thinking about it, I don't even know what point I'm trying to make. I think the game was just kind of born from some sort of weirdly spiteful feeling for something. Like I do know that I don't like generic samey type of things. That's why I don't like Genshin Impact. I feel like every single character looks pretty much exactly the same, but with different costumes and skin color and coloration or whatever. As you can hear, I am now on the inside, but yeah. But yeah, I think that's enough for today. I gotta think further upon why I want to make Attack of the Ugly, and maybe I won't. I have plenty of ideas that I wish to make, but yeah. I'll be seeing you. Have a good day. Have a good night. No, what was the thing again? Have a good day, night, evening, or afternoon. And I'll be seeing you, and I'll be seeing you.